Yes.
Bogdanov, he did it.
Il bought.
He went all in.
Dumpy. Oh! Oh!
You heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero. When it comes out, zero.
Just hodl, bro.
Last time you came over to the Gem Hunters Spaces, you just launched the Sama chain. Now you've got a parachain. Now the ecosystem is probably 3 or 4 times as big as what it was. Do you want to give us a quick rundown on what you've been doing? Because you've been so busy, haven't you? You've been grafting, brother, haven't you?
Absolutely grafting non-stop for at least 18 months now. And I think everyone's seen that. I think, you know, Moonsama, like, it started off as a bit of fun playing Minecraft with everyone. You know, we built that cool tech to bring the skins in and the resources out. But now we're like 30 people strong. There's shitloads of developers working on different things. You know, there's different, like, you know, games coming. There's all this metaverse development, Battle for Nova and everything. But we still had to build this core infrastructure to pull everything off. So when we last spoke, we launched this standalone EVM chain, which is like a simple ETH fork, basically. And that's, we had to move fast because, I don't know, man, like at the moment we have the biggest NFT marketplace in the polkadot ecosystem called Rare Sama. And there's like loads of artists, loads of community members building their own projects and everything. It's really, really cool. And the volume's only increasing month by month now. And I didn't want to put that on hold because obviously when you go through this parachain, you got to win this crowd loan auction, and then you got to like once you get your slot lease, it takes a few months to sort of like build everything on there to like get it sort of functioning and live to build an ecosystem. And I forget that, man. We're like, it's Moonsama, you know, expect chaos. We want to move faster. The standalone option was the best point of call. But yeah. So that standalone chain's been going great. I think we've reached 1 million blocks produced. Let me just pull it up. Oh, no, 915,000 transactions, 3 million blocks produced on there. And there's nearly 10,000 individual wallet addresses on this standalone EVM chain. I mean, these numbers are really significant, in my opinion, for such a underrated project on its own. I think now this is all going to be migrated onto the parachain itself, and I really think that there's going to be more eyes on the project. At the moment, we just got this little insular community, so to speak, and the world doesn't really know about what we're doing. So yeah, we just won an auction for a parachain. Now we have a parachain live on Polkadot.
Let's fucking go. Let's go.
Yeah. I put up my own funds. You know, I put up about $500,000 worth of dot, as I'm expected to do. Yeah. So it really helped things. That's why people didn't want to bid against us, because they knew the big bags was coming in, was going to take the slot no matter what. Yeah. So yeah, like you know, our CTO, co-founder, you know, Kilcore Adam Nagy, he was head of blockchain energy web, but he's more focused on sort of EVM solidity stuff. So the last like 6 months has been sort of like learning Substrate, and we've been hiring some really cool Substrate developers. I haven't actually introduced to the community our lead Substrate developer yet. I think there's a lot of new hires that no one even knows about. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to move fast. I think that these traditionally these parachain projects, they take quite a while to go live. Ours is aiming for June. So June is where all the thunder sort of kicks off, and we're going to be like there, you know, running on top of Polkadot and making sure the world knows about it.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just making notes as you're talking now, because obviously it's mid-April and you're saying that everything is going to blow up in June. And I'm looking at the price of Sama and it's back to that sort of support level. So, you know, I don't want to shill too much because I want to load my bags.
But yeah, I don't really want to talk about any price related stuff. We haven't done any paid marketing. Don't really care too much. There's only one exchange listing, you know, just to make it accessible. But what I do care about is player count and ecosystem growth. So we're seeing all this growth within the NFT vertical. We are going to have Polkadot's NFT ecosystem, which I'm pretty sure is bullish for everyone. But the next thing we're doing now, which is causing a lot of internal drama within community members and things, is that we are re-architecting the entire sort of game economy, the entire system. What we had before was really cool for the first year of Moonsama, you know, like playing Minecraft, get shit, craft shit, and then you ended up with this Sama token if you crafted these pond Samas and things like that, and you crafted your fishing rod to get them. So it was really cool how we all generated this utility token that we're going to use for everything. So right now, you know, it's Sunday. It was the last sort of carnage for a while where you get these transferable resources. Because what happened was, you know, Moonsama was supposed to be played to craft, but it's kind of turned into this P2E ecosystem, and you just got all these people farming resources and unloading them, and it's not creating a sustainable game economy. So I think, you know, we've got the balls to attack that. We've got the balls to change it all up. So I propose the Great Reset proposal, where we end that part of Moonsama, and then we introduce all the new stuff going forward.
Yeah, I can understand on one hand how some people might be a little bit, you know, upset about the whole carnage thing, because it's been running for so long, all the memories and all that. But as you said, the ecosystem has to progress, and you know, playing on Minecraft was a sort of a fun thing for a moment, but you're building much bigger things, aren't you? And the metaverse that you're building will sort of replace Carnage. Is that sort of will that become the new Carnage, if you will?
Okay. Just going to make it clear, Carnage isn't going anywhere. Like we turned off resources previously, and we still have, you know, hundreds of people. It's just this. You're not going to be able to farm like these rewards to dump essentially. You know, like we don't want to be a P2E based thing. We want to be a play to craft ecosystem. So we're going to utilize this symbiotic relationship between transferable tokens and non-transferable ones. So soulbound NFTs are going to make a big presence in Moonsama going forward. So like, you know, you don't. I've got many arguments around this, but like my favorite game, as everyone knows, is Elden Ring. If Elden Ring had any way of like farming, dumping stuff, and it would just ruin the whole experience for me. A lot of gaming needs to be isolated, and you're not playing as your second job. You know, you're playing for fun, and I don't want to go into that too much, but what I do want to highlight is that, you know, we've just launched the alpha for this Web3 gaming platform, and we want to encourage community members to create their own leagues and tournaments for all these different games, and we can create on-chain rewards for everything. You know, one of the things that held us back was us being labeled as a Minecraft project, and if Mojang/Microsoft fully introduces NFT ban, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. So this is why we moved on that vertical. Yeah, very quickly. We started building this thing, you know, 3 months ago. So yeah, I mean, Carnage is going to keep going. We're going to see what the community wants there. We could even bring back these resources. You know, I think before we've had resources come in for a temporary basis, like things like grain. Grain was probably the most hyped resource that we ever had. And you get that from like planting wheat seeds and whatever. And there was like, you know, organized gangs of 12-year-old kids, like 14 of them, you know, with their massive farming operation, running all these mathematical models to find the optimum, you know, mechanism for building the most efficient farming infrastructure for their like size of group. It fucking was madness. Yeah, that was really fun as well. So I think, you know, more stuff will come there. But there's going to be all these other games coming in. So, Big Shaman, you probably haven't heard much about audio NFTs, right? I mean, we always see these JPEGs at the moment. Have you seen anything to do with music and stuff, really?
Well, yeah. I don't know much about them, but I do know that I FOMO'd into one of the sales of the NFTs, but it was not one of the ones that took off. I just bought a shitload because I remember when Moonsama launched, and you know, all the people that sort of took that initial risk and adopted early, and there was no guarantees, but obviously Moonsama has reached like 100k in price, around about that, maybe slightly less. And I saw these music NFTs that you've been releasing, and I FOMO'd in, but I don't know much about them. So go on, yeah. explain how they are going to work within the ecosystem and why they're so revolutionary.
So NFTs themselves, they're a fundamental building block of Web3. Yeah, tokens we use on a daily basis right now. We're all shitcoin traders and everything. It's a substrate for DeFi. Yeah, but tokens just reference something, a number on a database. NFTs are tokens, but they reference something else. You know, so I think when we think about NFTs, we think of these shitty fucking JPEGs and stuff and profile pictures. But you know, there's a lot of work being done around the NFT vertical with real world assets on chain, things like that. But I think NFTs are going to be massive, and I used to think there were scams and all that, and then I started looking into it, and that's how I got hooked. That's how I started doing some Moonsama stuff. I just absolutely love NFTs, and I think the NFT space itself grew 10,000%. Was it last year? And it's rapidly growing, and I think we're early here. I think we've already exhausted all this shitcoin nonsense on dexes and things, and I don't really see many big advancements coming in DeFi. I think we're going to have a lot of regulatory pressure with the introduction of CBDCs, which is coming around October, I'd imagine, from what the EU said. And a lot of DeFi is going to get shit on anyway. So I think this is another argument why the NFTs are going to be much more attractive. And I think when people start considering the fact that all these profile picture stuff it's boring, I think 2023 is going to be the year NFT utility. And we're leading the way there. We're producing the NFT utility chain on Polkadot. I think we've built more Web3 infrastructure for utility than the 99.9% of NFT projects in the space. And we're really gearing up for that. And I'm really confident that this is going to be massive, So yeah, like I'm really, really, really excited about NFTs, and we're doing cool stuff. So when this charity organization reached out to us and they said, we got these 400 lions, I'm like, let's put them on the blockchain. Let's make these dynamic NFTs that when the lion gets killed off in the wild or posed or something, turns into this cool spectral one, things like that. We're just having the time of our lives with it, to be honest with you, Shaman.
Yeah, 100%. And I was just going to say to you as well that NFTs were trending harder than crypto itself. And I think it was January 2022, NFT. Google Trends saw their all-time high in NFT trends, and they seem to cycle. So right now they're sort of they peak and trough. The trends of NFTs. What I notice is they peak and trough sort of thing, and we're sort of in a little bit of a trough at the moment. But they always bounce back harder. And I'm holding 5 Moonsamas myself, bro. It's like
I didn't realize you had that many. It's just fair play.
Got carried away, bro. Got carried away. I rarely FOMO'd in. I mean, back in what it is when they were at 30K, everyone was telling me that they won't get any lower than that, and I was like, well, I'll wait at 20K, and everyone was laughing, saying they won't go 20K. But obviously, they found a sort of floor around here now, and they're still worth an absolute fortune. It's the fact that there's only 1,000 of them. Supply and demand, isn't it? And as you said,
they're incredibly liquid as well. So these emotional moves in the market, they're accelerated. So like there's not that much volume going through them. So it's like you can get 5 of them and you can double the floor. You know what I mean? It's like I think the floor price is like a very inaccurate indicator of the health of it.
Yeah.
But mate, I've learned firsthand. I know the fact that people like won't start selling stuff until the bottom. Same as every project I've ever been in crypto. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And just a side note, or I won't say a side note, I'd say a main note. Are Moonsamas going to continue to play a major role within the ecosystem?
Well, the project's called Moonsama, so I don't think they couldn't play any bigger role than that. You know what I mean?
I absolutely love it. I love it.
I think I have had some questions like, when Moonsama utility? And I'm like, you what, mate? Like, Moonsamas have more utility than any NFT I can ever find in the world, Like, the first ones to have this like equipable sort of NFT 2.0 tech on there that we introduced, and like you can equip your Minecraft swords on, and your background is more costumes, but We've revamped that tech now for exosama. I think so I think that like I don't know. For me, like I won't talk about price or anything. I'll talk about community sentiment and stuff. And definitely, we've had this like proper capitulation phase, where people are like, I don't know. I mean, Moonsama, the team is like 4 times bigger than it ever was before. We've got the biggest NFT marketplace. We've got our own parachain now. We've got all this infrastructure. We've got like a really like high class setup. We've onboarded some real talent, multiple years of runway, millions of dollars in the treasury. And then people are like sending me when questions and saying when marketing and like, oh, Moonsama's shit now. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? I never thought I'd ever get to experience this side of crypto firsthand, where it's just like it's completely illogical. Yeah.
I know, but it is, isn't it? I mean, you know how it is. Like you said, then at the bottom is where everybody's going to have that fear and all the blood, and that's sort of where everyone panics. But I think the ecosystem's holding up pretty well, considering the floor price of Moonsama's are around 18K. I mean, as you said, it's hard to tell, but they're holding well. I mean, the community is one of the strongest in the entire space. It still is to this day. And I've never seen such diehard people. It's almost a cult, isn't it? And what I'm looking at myself now is how is Moonsama going to attract new investors into this kind of ecosystem? What are you doing to sort of, give them the catalysts to actually attract them, to bring them in? What are going to be the main highlights of Moonsama that people are going to buy into?
Okay, I'm not going to answer anything price related, but I think your question kind of hits on the point of, what are we intending to do to get more players in the ecosystem? So we've got this goal now of hitting 10,000 players. We're able to hit 1,000 players and sustain it with that existing model that we had. But now we're going to have this new model because that is not going to work for 10,000 players plus. That's why I was talking about music NFTs. So music NFTs is another thing that's been overlooked. We've got all the JPEGs now, but I think music NFTs is going to be a big upcoming vertical in the next cycle. And we onboarded the best partner for that. And now we're releasing a game so that you can unlock the utility of these music NFTs. So this game called Big Pressure coming out. And what you'll do is you'll use your music NFT and you'll play along to the song and compete with everyone for on-chain rewards. It's going to be really cool. I've played it myself. I absolutely love it. It's so simple. It's so easy. And I think this sort of gaming experience is what we need, If you go into Minecraft right now, you're going to get fucking savaged, mate. Yeah? All these little pro gangs running around, groups of them. It's completely unfair. But these new games, they offer a better and more open playing field for the newcomers, and that's another thing that's solving that part of the barrier to entry. Okay, and another thing, we've been really insular. We've been really sort of exclusive. These barriers to entry. So we've had 1,000 players, and the barrier to entry at one point was like 4 figures to get in. Yeah, that's a huge amount of money for anyone. So there's going to be this sort of like free-to-play-esque experiences coming up from June onwards, where we bring in the masses. So I've mentioned on the space I did the other day, I've seen these tournaments for games where they have a $200 prize pool, and like it attracts like 4,000 signups or something. People will come, and so I think we're going to have this approach where we try and bring the masses in, going now that we've got all this infrastructure in place, and I think with more sort of on-chain users, pumping the stats on the network, more people going through our different platforms and things like that. I think this is going to send these important signals, and it makes all your dreams come true, sort of thing. Yeah.
I can't agree more with what you said in regards to Carnage had all like these elite players who've been playing Minecraft for like 10 plus years coming in and sort of exploiting the system, and it does turn away a lot of new players. And the idea of a new game or a new playing field where everyone is equal and everyone's starting from scratch, the same level, that is so attractive. And I think that is going to be fun to watch and fun to see play out because it was getting to a stage. Although I do love Carnage and all that, it was getting to a stage where you could see a lot of elite players running around. It wasn't fair for the newer, less experienced people. I've got a couple of questions coming in here. I'm going to fire them off. Um, People asking me about staking. NFT staking to earn Sama potentially. So staking Moonsama, also staking Sama as well. Could you cover that sort of area? Talk about the staking side of things.
Yeah, so I don't think people who have looked at the white paper or the crowd loan paper, I don't read shit either. But we're aiming to be the first NFT governed blockchain in the world. And you can't just strictly use NFTs because you need some a fungible token for gas and things like that. So we're going to use this hybrid model where you use NFTs plus Sama. So we tested that out with these. So if you saw the lions, there was only 400 lions. Can you imagine the amount of drama I had, yeah, because everyone couldn't get a lion, and like I had to try and do the most fair mechanism where it's on-chain based. You stake NFTs plus Sama, and it's like a lottery there. It's all like transparent, and still like the drama. Oh my god. Anyway, I think what we'll be doing going forward is following that sort of model where you've got an NFT and it allows you to utilize X amount of Sama. So if you've got 10 of those, you can utilize 10 times the amount of Sama and things. So this is built in our new governance model and everything. So yeah, you're going to be using NFTs plus a token in these different things that we're going to introduce. What was the question again? I've gone off track, I think.
The question was
Staking. So yeah, I mean, it's a POS network, so you're gonna have to stake on validators and things like that. So I mean, this is a question more for Adam because he's handling the architecture, the new parachain and stuff. But I think there's going to be staking mechanisms. I don't think there's just going to be one simple staking mechanism, for your usual validator staking.
Yeah.
You're going to have staking on different gaming leagues. There's something that we're toying with called the Samaverse. So you like stake on a project to signal that you trust that project, you're confident in it, and that project is then able to sort of enter our metaverse and be given a utility. We set up these barriers like Rare Sama. I mean, Binance. I didn't even realize that Binance have been looking into it, and they put it in their sort of NFT industry report, Rare Sama, and it was labeled as a curated marketplace. And what that means is if you go to put NFTs on Rare Sama, you've got to get voted in by the Sama holders. Yeah, so rather than just filled with crap, garbage, and drugs, you've got all the community there betting everything. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but the current staking thing that we've got, we're not doing anything right now. I think that we could turn something on before we migrate to the parachain as well, but I don't have anything sort of announced.
Somebody asked that. Somebody said they were hoping that Moonsama holders could stake their Moonsamas to earn Sama. I'm not sure whether that's going to be something down the line, or if you're thinking about that, or if that's something I know there's only 1,000 Moonsamas, and it's
I mean, if we do introduce that, it'll be open to exosamas too. So there's 1,000 Moonsamas, there's 10,000 exosamas. So we treat each project like equally, but that means one Moonsama is equivalent to 10 exosamas, sort of thing. If we do have that being introduced in the staking model, then they'll be both in there, so to speak.
Great. That's a great answer. Yeah, it's a great answer, and it makes sense as well. I think sometimes we forget about exosamas, and they are just as important as Moonsamas. And
I think, I mean, here's the thing: like, people know we're spending a lot of money developing our exosama at the moment. There's like hundreds of 3D assets being sculpted. There's industry like guys coming in to build Battle for Nova and everything, and Moonsama is going to play a big part in there too. But this stuff as well. Like we said, we're going to build something really cool, and it takes a while. If you know what I mean. I'm just really hoping that at the same time we've got all this short-term stuff coming as well to keep people busy. And I hope everyone really enjoys it. Ready for the the stuff we reveal in September. So September's going to be our second birthday, and that's when we're going to reveal this Battle for Nova thing.
Love it, love it. Sounds amazing. Are you happy to answer a couple of community questions before we sort of wrap up?
Dude, I'm happy to answer anything. Far away.
Right. So if anyone wants to ask Donnie a question, request a speaker spot or message me on Telegram or message on Twitter. I've already had that staking question already. Okay, King, do you want to ask a question, bro?
Yeah. What's going on, guys? You guys able to hear me properly?
Yeah.
Can you loud and clear? Welcome, brother.
Perfect, man. Yo, listen, bro. I just wanted to say, Donnie, you're a legend, bro. I've been keeping up with you for a few years now. You, Capo, Big Biz. Shout out to Biz. And you know, I like what you've built over in the Sama dot ecosystem, man. Been following that ecosystem ever since like late 2019, early 2020. Shout out to Chico Crypto. And yeah, man, glad to be here with Indy as well. What's going on, brother? And over here to learn about what's being built out, man. So I guess I'll follow up with this one question, man. Do you believe that like what's being built out with things like GameFi, which I'm assuming is like the next evolution of the metaverse? Do you believe we'll start seeing that proliferate into Web2 products like, you know, say the PlayStation Store or something like that? And the reason why I'm asking is because in other parts of the world, we're starting to see like these little gift cards with like AVAX, and I think I even saw one with Ethereum where it's like a QR code, and then you essentially download an app, you put in the QR code, and you get your crypto right there. So it reminds me a lot of like the V-Bucks from Fortnite. So I wanted to know your take on that, and how far are we from things like that?
I think we're pretty close. I think there's a lot of hesitation. Gamers hate NFTs for good reason. You know, it's like this space is very volatile. It's not good for new entrants to Web3. It's never going to be a way of handholding things. I really think that people are going to start to realize the importance of soul-bound NFTs. So the point of NFTs is like everything's on this distributed ledger where you own that shit, no one else does. So if these servers go down for this game, you still own the assets. You know, they can't rug them from you or anything. And I think we're going to see. I think Sony have filed a patent as well to be using NFTs between games. So we'll probably see like you earn this NFT in one game, and then you can, you know, in Call of Duty, and then you can move it over to like FIFA or something. Maybe that's the approach to go. But I would not be surprised if they go with like some selectively soul-bound model for the NFTs, so you can't really like trade them on OpenSea or anything, or dump them on any third-party exchanges. You've got to go for their infrastructure. If we saw the success of Valve, you know, multi-billion-dollar revenue from their marketplace, when you buy your CS:GO skins, you sell them, it's like 20% taxation and stuff. Valve didn't want to introduce a new Counter-Strike. They didn't want to build Half-Life 3 because they're making too much fucking money on TF2 and CSGO cosmetics. It's ridiculous. So, like, we know for a fact with billions of dollars spent, you know, every year on in-game transactions and things, we are going to see people who are like, I don't want to spend $3,000 on League of Legends skins, and they're like, oh, when League of Legends finishes, I can't do anything with them. If I can buy skins that I can use between games, between different platforms, between consoles and PCs and everything, that's the next thing. And you know why Carnage was so much fun? It wasn't because we were printing money at the start. We weren't there for that. It was like, it's this brand new gaming experience where you go in, and you get your assets from the game, and you like hold it in your wallet. And like, we only just scratched the surface of this because we only use the assets in one environment. So like, I think we're one of the people leading the way where, you know, we've got like our offhands that we use in Carnage, use NFTs, and you use them in the Moonsama battles. You're going to use them in the metaverse, Battle for Nova. I think we're going to see a lot of sort of NFT interoperability shoot up. So no wonder Sony went and like tried to patent it. We're probably going to have to, you know, with what we're building here, we're going to step on a lot of toes of the big organizations. So we're probably going to have to get legal teams in to scour what's going on, like, and maybe we need to patent some of our tech ourselves as well. But I don't know, man. That's a lot of money to be spent there. I'd rather just I don't mind us using, whatever else that these big enterprises are doing. But it's really exciting for me to see how this landscape's going to evolve. We're so early. Like, this is Windows 1995 AOL CD stuff. We're at like the very, very start of this new revolution where not just in game, but everywhere, man. Like, you have custody of your shit. You know what I mean? There's no counterparty risk and stuff. And blockchain is like going to lead the next industrial revolution alongside AI. AI doesn't kill us off like within the next year or so.
Yeah, I agree, brother. I definitely agree, and I think we saw the first hint of all that stuff at the GDC conference. It's one of the largest gaming conferences in the world, next to E3, and for the first time ever, we saw, like, I'm talking like lines of people going up to experience this blockchain stock from Saga, and you have people from Samsung and Polygon and Elrond building on top of them, and it was the first time ever where, like, people wanted to experience quote unquote Web3 games, and like I think the total tally count was like just under 1,000 people just lining up waiting to see like what this Saga thing was, and that was just on testnet. So I definitely agree. I think we're like in the early 90s, and I sort of think of like Ethereum as like early Apple and things of that nature, man. So awesome stuff, brother.
Thanks, man. And like, it really does feel like that, and that's another reason why we would have so much more success if we just had profile pictures only and spent all of our money, resources, efforts on just marketing that shit. Yeah, this is how crypto works. But I'm here to do something different. We're here to build this infrastructure. We're here to build this metaverse substrate that other projects can build on top of. And I think people lose sight of that, and they don't really understand what's being built here at scale. And yeah, welcome to crypto, basically. But thank you so much for your questions, man.
I love it. I love it. Great question, King, by the way. Great. Thanks for coming in. I've got a few more questions and then we'll call it a day. I don't want to waste too much time. I know how busy you are. First one is, what do you see for the future of the Lions?
So Lions are actually costing us a lot of money. So now when I'm looking at things, I'm thinking about like development resources, hiring costs, that sort of stuff, timelines, budgeting. And so we've got like 18 animations for the lion cubs, the male lions and the lionesses. And we've got a new developer on board. It's one of the guys from Ubisoft who's coming in working with us. This is side job sort of stuff. Because this is another thing, we were getting non-industry veterans like building with us, and then we realized, oh shit, now we need the guys with 20 years plus experience now. So we're trying to poach like the really cool ones, and we were doing something with the Lions. I can't say exactly what, but something's happening there. I can't say exactly what because it's in the hands of our lead game developer, Eax, and he won't leak stuff to me anymore because he knows I'll leak it on Twitter straight away and it'll piss him off.
Yeah, of course. Don't want to ruin it either. The other question was, what's your thoughts on some of the emerging projects building on the Sama chain, such as Degeneres, DAO, Rare Ships, etc., etc.?
Okay, so there's some really cool projects being built here, and if this ecosystem succeeds, then some of these projects are gonna do really well if they deliver on their side. So Degeneres DAO is the one you mentioned, and that's done by two really talented guys, Kusama Maxi and Pano, and they're doing some really cool stuff with this Lion charity. It's not related to the Lion stuff that we're doing. And the other one was Rare Ships, which is made by a guy called Tone, and that's looking really cool as well. There's a lot of other projects. And actually, before this call, I was playing this football game that we're going to use with NFT. So that's another someone else from the community has come in And I'm like, I don't really want to start my own project. I want to build and like hopefully have like Moonsama teams help. So we're going to help incubate his new project, and then all of the revenue from that doesn't go to our pockets; it goes to the Moonsama Community Fund. So imagine we've got this smaller treasury called the Moonsama Community Fund, and our NFT marketplace, transactions on the parachain, these gaming applications, all the money generated from them goes into this community pot, and the community gets to vote on where it goes, and it gets to incentivize the gaming experiences. This is another reason we're migrating away from this carnage model. You can't just keep printing and minting freaking tokens out of thin air, adding more value and taking away value from the rest of the stuff in the eco. So we need, if we're going to build a sustainable model, we need to use a treasury and have some clever mechanics on that. So a lot of stuff's going to go around this community fund. So maybe you'll see Moonsama releasing games and stuff and like charging Sama for it in some way, which I'm sure people will be happy to like get in there. And that all that money goes back to feed the entire ecosystem. So and the new sort of game rewards and things like that. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't want to mention any project specifically building because I want to be fair to everyone. I don't even get involved with governance. We hired an ecosystem development manager to reach out to all the teams and make sure everyone's getting treated with the same level of respect, support, and like we've got a blossoming ecosystem, and there's definitely over 10 projects building, which is probably I think that if we build the right tools for them. So we've been building all this infrastructure that we've used on our stuff. And what we're planning to do is unlock it so everyone else can use it. The metaverse that we toyed with, with just one sort of developer. Now we have 5 developers working on it. So that metaverse, this 2D browser-based thing is going to develop further. And we want to bring in the other projects and let them do cool stuff in there. We want them to use our bridge so they can move assets in and out of their Web3 games as well. But my focus is not only expanding our player base going forward, trying to hit this 10,000 player mark in the coming months, but also to ensure that we've got, double digits of healthy teams building within this ecosystem. We're a platform. We're not an NFT project.
Absolutely love it. Listen, this has been an amazing Spaces. Definitely tops the last one. This will be recorded and put on YouTube, so anyone that missed it will be pushing it out over the Gem Hunters. And I'm sure the Moonsama community will help support this and bring more exposure to what you're doing, to what you're building, to what the whole ecosystem stands for what the community has been supporting for all these years. Thank you so much, Donnie, for coming on today. Love you, love the whole community. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Love you, Donnie. Yes. I need to wrap my mind around the polkadot ecosystem more. I need somebody like you to come on the show and walk me through all this polkadot ecosystem stuff going on. I love it.
Chico Crypto introduced me to all this stuff, man, back in 2019. So it's pretty cool, man, to see people like building upon it and things of that nature, man.
Yeah,
so,
you don't hear enough about the polkadot ecosystem. What's going on and how to dive in.
I got some insight there. Like what they were doing. They spent 3 years working with the SEC, and they were the first project under the SEC's guidance to fully morph into a security.
Yes.
Yeah, and so what the other projects, the other layer ones, Solana, ETC, Polygon, they were really aggressive with marketing, advertising, pay to play, bringing in the brands and stuff like that. Polkadot got the head down, tried to stay away from sort of the regulatory scrutiny, and I think they're going to do a big push soon. I can't, if I leak this, I'm going to be in the biggest shit ever. But there's going to be a big thing announced towards the end of the month to do Polkadot and what's happening there. And Moonsama is going to tap into that. And I think this is going to be really cool.
Wow.
And this is a problem with us, because we get labeled as a Polkadot project, even though, we're connected to, we've got assets on Ethereum, Moonriver, Moonbeam, we're actually a multi-chain project, but we will always be labeled as Minecraft project or a polkadot project. But I think that, things will get easier for us when polkadot starts to shine again, which I'm betting on. So I think, what we'll see towards the end of the month for polkadot and gaming, like, yeah.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
because
cool,
all the content out there is just about the Ethereum layer twos, all that ecosystem, MetaMask wallet. I've never hardly ever seen anything. How do you dive into Polkadot, parachains? How do you, connect all these chains and do all this? Would love that.
And I think like it there's a lot of stuff like chains run they won the power chains like last year, so that they're starting to really like build and deliver on stuff. And I think maybe there's a couple of projects that fucked up a little bit, the peg stablecoin and all that, which didn't really help. But I think we're going to see a lot of stuff come from this eco. And I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I'm the only person on Twitter shilling Dot at the moment. And so I definitely know we're like towards the bottom of Polkadot sentiment. So when this picks up, we saw Polkadot season before. And I definitely remember that because that's how I grew my bags. Yeah.
Yeah, it became the number
If the
3
ecosystem,
coin on the market cap. Polkadot, number 3.
yeah, I remember it went into the top 4. KSM was in the top 20. It was absolute madness. Yeah, everyone was like jumping on Polkadot, all the exchanges, everything. I had like I had all the CEOs of like KuCoin, OKX following me, and 3 Hours Capital guys following me, and everything. Polkadot was like really massive at one point before the parachain hype, and then I'm sure they just wanted to take profit there. But this will come back, and like I know for we're reaching out to exchanges and things, and like they're not as like excited to this Polkadot based stuff as they once were. That's for sure. So there's just like, but I think if Gav's got billions of dollars to pump this, and he ain't gonna stop until he flips Eve. So I'm thinking when he starts to turn the thunder on, then we're going to do good. So we're anticipating this and hoping for it. It's going to make our lives a lot easier, that's for sure.
Donnie, brother, we got to bring back Big Biz, bro. Biz needs to come back with you, bro, and you guys should do spaces, and we'll turn up the hype, bro. We're bullish, man. This is the beginnings of actually not the beginnings, but like the middle part of this bullish echo bubble, man. It's great. It's great to hear the enthusiasm, and hopefully, we can also get Bitcoin Brown as well, man. You guys were the people that I followed during that time period, really, and I remember all those plays. I remember aping the shit out of Mover when it launched on KuCoin at like $90. So fun times.
Mate, that Moonriver stuff was crazy. So if you put in like $10,000 at KSM at $2, it was on KuCoin, it was trading at like 98 cents and stuff. A16Z were dumping it apparently. They're a massive fund. And then you held that KSM and you put it into Moonriver, you'd have like $14 million from that 10 grand. It was absolutely absurd. And then yeah, there was, and I think Polkadot itself was like, there was a public sale and it sold out really quick. It was like $1.25, and anyone could have got in. And then it went up to like $52 or something. KSM was the real one, and I think I don't know, man. Like Polkadot's got the best tech. It wasn't Vitalik who built Ethereum. It was Gavin. He even said it himself. Like he basically built it in a weekend, and and then like Polkadot as well, like it's years ahead of everything, man. It's the only thing with these with actual on-chain governance and on-chain upgrades. It's forkless. Every one of these layer ones, they need to like shut down the network and like switch over to a new chain and all this stuff, man. It's like backwards tech.
Donnie, and also if you remember, there's a little token by the name of XOR Sora Network. It was actually one of the highest gainers from last cycle, and that was a part of the donniebigbags ecosystem, man. And I definitely agree with you on like the whole L1 stuff. Like there's just so many of them, man, and really it's only things like Polkadot and other things like Avalanche that really have a place in the market outside of Ethereum, really. And um, you know, it's going to be pretty interesting to see what stuff is going to be delivered over the next like 2 to 3 years as we get started on this bull market, man. I'm absolutely bullish.
If I wasn't building Moonsama, I'd probably be, really investigating the layer 2 landscape and what's going on there, and like building some cool stuff on these different chains. Because when you build, you get to sort of know like the other projects, and you get to get in there and find out what's the really cool shit that's coming. But I haven't really done that. Like, I'm just fully confident on Polkadot succeeding long term. And I know that if I took a break from it and like, basically sold the bottom of Polkadot and moved on, like, and then Polkadot pumped, I'm gonna look like a fucking idiot. So I'm sticking to my guns here. I'm not gonna jump on and hype up any other chain. You gotta have conviction in this space. That's how you get respect, sort of stuff. So I don't know, man. They can easily sort it out. I think they've had all these new hires, parities like 200 plus people strong, and I think one of the attractive things for us becoming a power chain is that we've got this $200 million treasury to tap into now. Yeah, so if we get fucking broke, it's just like we just propose and build cool shit with Polkadot, and we can get loads of money. That's another really cool thing about this. I don't know, but I think Polkadot's got a lot of things it's got to solve, man. This new user experience is pretty tough. You got to have 5 different fucking wallets. Oh man, it's a nightmare.
Donnie, you remember this one other thing on Polkadot, Robonomics? I think the ticker is XBT.
God! So like, I tell you why I got into that one. Because so I got into Kusama under $2, buying it on KuCoin. Like, I was like, what the fuck's this, man? Sub 20 mil market cap. That shit went to $7 or something. Absolute ridiculous. And I knew that like what was going on there, like, Gav loved it. Gav wore Kusama t-shirts more than Polkadot ones. I was like, oh shit, man, this is gonna be the fucking biggest win I'll have in my life, I just knew it. And then at the time, I was really excited about the tokenomics aspect of power chains and locking up tokens, taking up the supply and all that stuff. And at the time, XRT was like the lowest market cap traded token that was going for a power chain. And they are like a really, really gifted team of guys from Eastern Europe, like who are like they build really cool shit. But I don't think they're too focused on marketing and things like that. They're not really scummy enough to make their project succeed. And but I don't know, man. Like, I think AI, robotics, IoT stuff. That's going to be a big vertical. I've probably got some of that somewhere. But at the moment, like the thing I'm most bullish on, like, is obviously NFTs, NFT utility. The next biggest one is AI. Like, I'm spending every Saturday sort of trying to keep up with advancements like ChatGPT and like Midjourney and all these other AI tools. This is going to replace all of us. Like, most people are absolutely fucked now with AI. It's coming too fast.
ChatGPT is lit.
I wouldn't invest in any AI coins because they're all there just to capitalize on the hype, and they're all full of shit, But going back to, like, I'm thinking if so I went into a traditional investment through a banking client, and they're basically building AI solutions for healthcare and whatever. It's like they're raising funding because they need cash flow to fulfill their contracts and stuff, and it's like blah blah blah. And like, these guys like hired Trent from Ocean as an advisor and stuff, and it's just like, I'd imagine that guy's inbox is getting blown up to shit. He's like one of the like biggest OGs when it comes to machine learning and things. So I'm hoping I'm going to reach out to him and like see what's going on there. I don't know. I'm just saying what's exciting me at the moment. But honestly, I think if that stuff's really exciting, I'm really bearish on it in crypto. I think so we're at the start of the next cycle. These 4-year cycles where literally anyone can become a millionaire overnight. I've seen it. Saw so many people get rich last cycle. It was ridiculous. But I don't know if like layer 2 narratives are going to be the thing that really pushes through. We've had too many layer 2 networks pop up, and I want to see what Coinbase are doing with theirs, with this space network. That's apparently not going to have its own token and stuff. It's gonna these layer 2s are gonna have the situation. Polkadot has too many different chains requesting liquidity. It's not enough to go around. So I don't know, man. I think there's going to be another big vertical we need to look out for if it isn't NFTs already. Yeah, but as you can see, I'm getting pretty bullish at the moment in crypto. I think I entered Bitcoin really heavily like a few weeks ago, like all in stables and stuff, and yeah, I'm feeling it now. I'm feeling it.
Let's
Love
go,
to hear
bro.
it.
Let's go,
Absolutely love
Donnie.
to hear it.
Let's go, brother.
But yeah, I thought this space was supposed to end like 10 minutes ago. Where's Shaman gone?
Oh, sorry. No, I was just kind of listening to you guys talk. Yeah, Shaman left. I was about to close here any minute when you guys finished up, but I was just
I
listening
think
in.
he's
You guys
busy.
were having a good conversation.
Yeah, he told me he just got back from Dubai, so he must be absolutely knackered. No,
He
probably
is.
has.
He's just absolutely knackered. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's like
honestly,
tomorrow
I'm quite
he posts his
excited.
motivational videos driving his BMW. Yeah, shirt off the lot.
He's a crazy motherfucker, and I love it. All he does is just go ham, and I mean, the
He's
dude's
one
got
of
to
those
sometime.
guys.
sometime.
He's one of those guys I've known for years in this space. So, like, you know, after years, people really you see the true colors shine through. Yeah, and Bit Shaman's always been an absolute respectful, fucking awesome guy. You know, he's always like there. There's a lot of people who come and go. You know, a lot of fucking ballroom tourists and stuff, but he's been there, man, drafting the entire bear. You know, I think he's earned a lot of respect from a lot of people now. He's really awesome. So big shout out to him when he's not even here. You know what I mean?
He's incredible, honestly. And with that, I think we're gonna close it out. And I hope that you all have a wonderful week. And it was awesome talking, Donnie. Really great updates on Moonsama and the entire Polkadot ecosystem. Really cool to hear all these updates. So thank you very much, and we hope to have you back soon. I love these spaces.
Awesome, man. I'll be happy
Let's
to
go,
come on your
guys.
spaces anytime. Thank you so much. See you later, guys.
Cheers,
Later.
all. Have a great week. Happy Thursday.